What's up, guys? New video, just kind of an update video, just because I haven't posted anything in a while other than I just posted a Lone Star Throwdown video, which was some footage from the show, in which I kind of screwed up on my camera settings. I tried to shoot it in 4K on accident, which dropped the frames down to 15 frames, which isn't that great, apparently. But I went ahead and I posted it anyways, and so far it's actually doing really well. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there just so y'all had something to kind of update on. So, reason I haven't been posting as much lately is because I've been waiting on parts. I finally got some stuff ordered, and while I was also at Lone Star Throwdown, I bought some stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and probably get back to the normal videos hopefully next week. One of the big problems was I couldn't get the truck out of the garage. I really wanted to get the truck out of the garage so we could get some stuff done to it, but I can't push it back in on my own. So to counter that problem, what I did is I went to Harbor Freight, if you look right here, and I got a receiver hitch set up and a hitch to adapt to my little Hyundai Sonata. And that way I can basically hook the truck up. Oh, sorry, my camera thing is doing its own thing, but now I can basically just hook my Hyundai Sonata up and use my Hyundai Sonata's brakes to slowly brake it down the driveway so I can get the truck out of the garage and pull the engine back out, and then use reverse to just kind of push it back up into the garage. Some people have said some things about, transmission wear. I'm only maybe going to do this 8 to 10 times in the future, and most of the times the engine's not even going to be in the truck. And plus, reverse usually on most transmissions is a higher ratio, so we should be okay as far as like the transmission goes. Now that I can do that, though, we can pull the truck back out, pull the engine out, and clearance the firewall for the transmission. And then when I was thinking about that, for the Dodge transmission, I just have to hammer it basically to clearance it. But then I was thinking about, okay, well, when I do the Allison, I'm going to have to actually cut the transmission tunnel and raise it for the Allison transmission. And my plan was to do the engine, paint everything, paint the engine bay, paint it all. So going back and cutting and welding after I've painted doesn't really sound ideal. So I went ahead and I moved forward with buying the adapter plate for the Allison transmission. I reached out to a company called GForce Performance or crossmembers.com. There are multiple different companies, and they sell a transmission adapter for the 89 to 98 Cummins to an Allison. I want to say basically like from the 5 and 6 speed generations in which I have. That has actually arrived. If you look right over here, and I'll do a more in-depth on this at some point. Here is our billet transmission plate. It uses a Ford 6-liter or 6.4 Power Stroke starter. Matches up to my bell housing on the Allison transmission and gives me the bolts to bolt it to the Cummins. So this is a pretty slick little unit. Came with the bolts. I'm gonna have to replace them. The bolts are kind of long as far as going through the transmission and not having enough thread on them. So I'm gonna have to get some shorter bolts, but because I have these, I already know the pitch and everything on them. I just need a slightly shorter setup, so no big deal. But over in that came with it, it came also with the flywheel that I need to adapt it. It really came with everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put the Allison on the back of our Cummins. We're gonna go ahead and cut the firewall and just do this one time. That way when we paint it, we're done. I don't have to worry about going back and damaging something that I've already finished. And that was the whole point of this, was do the engine, get all the lines, and get everything mounted that needs to be mounted. That way I don't have to damage things that I've already worked on. As you can tell, I'm pretty burnt up because we went to Lone Star Throwdown for the entire weekend. Best show ever. Lone Star Throwdown, if you've never made it out, you have to make sure you go. Lone Star Throwdown is not only one of the best shows in Texas, probably one of the best shows in the United States. 2,300 something vehicles. The truck didn't make it out there because the engine's still not bolted in. No big deal. Next year, the truck is driving out there. But while we were there, there's a company called Slosh Tubz who always comes out there and they bring some of their product with them, and they give you deals because now they don't have to ship it. They're there. I went ahead and, first thing, went over to the Slosh Tub booth. They had a set of 88 to 98 OBS fender wells, because that's what they make, is basically a custom truck fender well out of fiberglass that you can bolt up to the fender of the truck and give you the nice look of a real nice inner fender. And they're set up for air ride, so that way whenever I do the air ride on the truck next year, I don't have to worry about making custom like sheet metal fender wells. So went to Slosh Tubz. Cool thing about Slosh Tubz, when they're out at the show, you can put a deposit on it and then get the money and come back later that day and pick them up. So I threw the guy $100, went back later. These only set me back about $575, which if you look on their website, they're about $650. Shipping can be anywhere from $75 to $100. So that was a really good deal to get these while I was out at the show. As you can see, it's a real nice contour to them, something that would be really hard to get out of sheet metal unless you have the right equipment and the right amount of skill. Even with the right equipment, it takes a lot to be able to make something like this. So to get these in fiberglass, I'm really excited because, it's pretty much ready to paint already at this point. So, I got those for both fenders. It's already notched for the braking system over there. So whenever we finally set this engine in, we can bolt these Slosh Tubz in, and everything will be ready to paint and look super nice under the hood. So I'm really excited that I grabbed these. It wasn't really in the budget to do yet, but now that I have them, I don't have to worry about buying them later, and I saved money on them. The transmission adapter with the flywheel, that was about $1,300, which again was not really in the budget for this very moment. But I felt like it needed to happen. I'm still going to have to spend $1,600 in buying a standalone computer to shift the Allison. So the Allison transmission is a big hit whenever you think about what you have to pay. I mean, it's almost a cost of some transmissions. But the Allison is the transmission to go with, and I'm glad I got that, and I'm really looking forward to showing that setup with the Allison bolted behind this engine. And that is the next thing we're going to do. We're going to pull the engine back out, we're going to bolt the Allison onto it, figure out what needs to get cut it. I'm going to bring my welder home from work, and I'm going to re-weld everything back together. So that should be pretty interesting. Aside from that, I managed to score this off an old neighborhood, got a K&N air filter for the truck. So I'm glad I got that. It was free. It was really for a Dodge Charger, but it's just something I didn't have to pay for that I was gonna have to buy at some point. So it was a good score to get it for free, and I really appreciate him for giving me that. Someone I grew up building hot rods with when I was a kid, and just like I said, I appreciate him giving me that. I'm going to throw a clip in. You know what? Probably I'll throw the clip back in earlier. No, I'll throw the clip in right here showing my trailer hitch setup where I'm pulling the car in and out of the garage. So that will be right here in this video, and then we'll come back to just me talking. Video, and then we'll come back to just me talking. So aside from the fender wells, the air filter, the trailer hitch, the transmission adapter. I was at Home Depot the other day. Cool thing is Home Depot was having a sale, trying to get rid of some stuff. Don't mind how dirty my floor is. But they had this, which was 200 sockets on sale for, sorry, I'm still trying to get used to this camera thing. 200 sockets on sale for about 60 bucks. Went ahead and bought that, restocked my garage box over here. Down here on the floor is a bunch of kind of my random sockets that I haven't found a home for yet. All the old ones that I pulled out to try to make matching sets and everything. But I was able to kind of go through, restock my socket sets. Also, you know, because I had that, I landed a whole bunch of 12-point stuff. So, you know, we got a lot more sockets. I'm not going to be trying to, see, that's the issue with this camera thing is, you know, for a really balanced picture, I keep pointing you at the ground. But now that I have the sockets, I'm not going to be looking for sockets as much anymore. My sockets are all from pretty much since high school. I've been buying tools. I was a car audio installer for probably about 5 years at Best Buy when I was younger, and a lot of my tools were from that. And, you know, I've replaced stuff here and there over the years, but I've never gone through and bought just a bunch more tools. And as you can see from my setup, you know, this is a pretty decent sized box, but it's completely out of space. I mean, we have tools over here on the shelf. We have tools kind of everywhere in the garage because I don't have enough space in the box. So one day we're gonna have to upgrade this box to a chest, but that's gonna be one day when we have space. Because you know, if I step back over here and I show you the dually and the way I have the dually set up in here, I am lacking space. So the dually has pretty much taken most of my space for a box, other than one day, I guess once the transmission is out of the way, I could probably put a chest on the wall over there, maybe ceiling mount that other bicycle to a place where, you know, it's a little hard to get to, but I don't use that one that often, so it's not a big deal. But maybe we can get some stuff moved around and get a chest back there in front of the truck. Aside from that, that's really what I've been up to. Those are the cool new parts that are here. Not sponsors in any way, because I don't get any discount on this, but thank you so much to GForce for helping me. I called them, they were super helpful. If y'all guys need a transmission adapter, they do all kinds of transmission adapters. It seems like a great product. I cannot wait to hook it up. But it's, you know, I'm really looking forward to using that, and they were, you know, super helpful whenever I called them. He said he's also, I think, going to start making some motor mounts for Cummins conversions. So if that happens, that would be cool if you're looking for motor mounts. Unfortunately, I had already bought some, so I couldn't try his out. But, you know, if you're looking for motor mounts, maybe call him, and he might be able to get you set up on some motor mounts to set a Cummins into like an OBS Chevy, Ford, or whatever, you know, your plan is. Also, thank you to Slosh Tubz. Those guys were super nice. I'm really looking forward to using their product. And also thank you to all the new subscribers that I picked up. The Lone Star Throwdown has jumped me up almost 20 subscribers. We're about to hit the triple digits, which is something I never thought would happen. So I appreciate all of y'all guys or even ladies that have just come in and start watching the videos. Hope y'all guys enjoy the progress on the truck. And, you know, like and subscribe to the channel if you're new and you're just kind of catching this. Hopefully we'll have some cool updates soon. So thank y'all guys and have a good day.